Welcome everyone to the Homebuyer Seminar. I am your host, Michael Gates. I'm a loan officer here in the Houston area in the great state of Texas, and I'm with Happy Home Lending. I'm joined today with real estate agent, great real estate agent, Kamisha Riley. I'm going to let Kamisha introduce herself real quick. Go ahead, Kamisha.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Kamisha Riley. I am a realtor with Top Agents Group, brokered by EXP. It's a pleasure to join you all tonight. Thank you for having me.
All right. Great. Well, to get things started, like I said, my name is Michael Gates. I'm a loan officer with Happy Home Lending. I'm a mortgage broker. And basically what that means is I have the ability to work with about 30 different banks at the moment, which means that when you submit a file to me, I can actually submit that to multiple lenders. I'm only going to pull your credit once, so don't have to worry about that. And then we can shop that deal around. Now, when I pull the credit, I know some of you are saying, I'm out of this seminar because my credit ain't good. If your credit is not up to standards, or if your credit challenged, or you need some areas fixed, don't worry. I have credit repair documentation that I provide. And we also do a thing where we create milestones and we create bullet points, and we guide the homeowner actually through to the point where they're able to actually get into a property. So if you're not credit ready right now, that doesn't mean that's the end of the road. It just means that it's not right now, but in the future, you may be ready. You may be ready, and it may not be as far away as you think. So when you start the home buying process, you're going to hear some different things like FHA loans, conventional loans, VA loans, and you may not know the difference because you just want to get your house. So kind of the differences. It's a loan that's backed by the Federal Housing Administration. Now that type of loan is going to have less stringent guidelines, so it's an easier loan to get into. Also, the down payment is a little bit less, 3.5% down. So it's a low down payment, easier guidelines, and that's what a lot of people go toward the FHA route. FHA is not a bad product. I don't know what people have heard, and I hear people say, I don't want an FHA loan, but FHA is not a bad product. It can actually get you into the house if you have some credit issues, or if you don't have as much down at the moment. Now, conventional loans are a little bit more stringent. Now, they are the loan products that you only have to have 3% down on that conventional loan. But the guidelines are a little bit more stringent, so they're a little bit more harder to get into because you have to have a higher credit score, and your debt to income has to be a little bit less than for an FHA loan. And then you're going to hear the VA loans, which VA loans is basically for veterans. And then the USDA loans, and those are loans for people purchasing houses in the rural areas. So when you speak to Kamisha's going to ask you, do you have your pre-approval? How yet? And then you're going to say yes or no. But if you say no, she's going to say, hey, you need to get a pre-approval because we need to know what type of buying power you have at the moment. So at what you're going to do, she's going to refer you to me, and then I'm going to have you complete a loan application. You're going to complete that loan application. You're going to upload those your credit and income documentations. And then I'm going to go ahead and submit all of that information through what we call the automated underwriting system. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us a decision, and it's also going to outline any conditions that we may have when it comes time to close. All right. So when you actually submit that and get that pre-approval, that's exactly what it is. It's a pre-approval. So now you know how much money you're dealing with, but at the same time, it's not the end of the road. When you get the pre-approval, it doesn't mean that you're all the way approved. It doesn't mean that now you can go and make big purchases. It doesn't mean that you can quit your job because now you got your house of your dreams. None of that. What the pre-approval means is that you're on your way. You're not there yet. You're on your way, and there's some things that you have to go through in order to get there. And then once you get that pre-approval, I'm going to hand you over to Kamisha, and then she's going to take you out, and you're going to look at these wonderful houses. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Kamisha. She's going to go over some things that the real estate agent does in the process.
All right. Well, thank you so much. So, first and foremost, what do you look for in a real estate agent? I know there are a million of us out there, and contrary to popular belief, we're not a dime a dozen. There's a lot of things you want to look for when it comes to who you choose to represent you. Overall, this is going to be one of the most major transactions of your life. This is a big investment. So you want to choose wisely who you want to deal with. Some things that you should consider and really take into consideration, for one, would be their knowledge in the local real estate market, the market trends, the areas to go to, what you're looking for, property values. Are they knowledgeable about the property values? Pricing your home appropriately is one of the biggest factors when it comes to getting your house sold. Um, Ultimately, if it's not priced right and you don't have a realtor that is competent with doing comparative market analysis, that could really hinder you in this business. And on the buyer side, also, not overpaying for a property that is ultimately is not where it should be priced. Those are some things to look for. But also, there's a lot of personal things you need to consider. What type of home are you looking for? Are you wanting a single family residence? Are you looking for a townhome? Are you looking for a duplex? Determining and breaking down what exactly you are looking for that meets your needs is a critical step in the buying process. On top of that, you would like to consider all of the exterior factors. You know, what neighborhoods are you most attracted to? How far is it from your job? You know, if you have children, you know, the school districts, how far is it for schools? You know, if you need public transportation, is it available in that area? Those are all things that you should really take into consideration when choosing where you want to live. The amenities that the subdivision or the neighborhood provides, what's important to you, what's a need, what's a want. Breaking that down is going to be very important also. So once you get down the basics of where you want to be, what you're looking for, the size of what you're looking for, the area you're looking for, then we can move on to the next step. Once we go view the house, this is the fun part. We get to view the home, see all the pretty features and fixtures and stuff, but you want to be a little more detailed with your viewings. You want to really pay attention to the structural integrity of the unit that you're thinking about purchasing. You also want to pay attention to if there's any potential repairs that you see coming up in the near future. If this is something that is financially feasible or something that you even really want. Do you want to move into a home that is going to cost you money, you know, not long after making this big purchase? How do you feel when you're in this home? That's a big thing. How does this home make you feel? How does it feel like home? Does it just feel like a blank slate? Is a blank slate what you want? Are you wanting something with a little more character, a little more pizzazz? That's important because this is where you're going to be. I don't know what else. Your mic went out. You're on mute.
All right. Yeah, that's some good stuff, some good things to know. Yeah, and then once you find that property and once you get that property, now we're going to be on that road to what they call clear to close, right? You get the property, then we're going to get that purchase contract. We're going to order the title. We're going to may have to request some updated documentation from you. So when, like I said before, that was the pre-approval. Now the underwriter is going to say, hey, we might need some more updated pay stubs. We might need an updated bank statement. And then we're going to submit all of that stuff to the lender. The lender is going to get that, and they're going to be reviewing those conditions. And while we're getting those conditions reviewed, we're going to get that appraisal done. We're going to have the title done and all of that title search done. And once all those conditions are met and the underwriter is satisfied, we have a clear to close, and that's an exciting day. That's when everyone can rejoice. And now you go from you get to exhale. You go from the stressful buying process and get to exhale because now you have the home that you've been trying to get. Hopefully it wouldn't take too long in the process, but for this period of time, I now have this property. So a couple things. We do have a couple we do have a question. It says, how important is the home inspection? So how important is the home inspection?
The home inspection is an extremely important step, whether you're on the buyer side or the seller side. As a buyer, you want to make sure that there are no underlying structural or integral damages or repairs that need to be done that will cost you fortunes down the line. That is something that I would recommend to everybody, no matter how big, how small the purchase is. Bottom line.
Yeah, the home inspection is important. You're going to have to get an appraisal because an appraisal is the lender is going to determine if they can actually if the property is worth what they're actually lending. So we're going to have to get that appraisal done. The home inspection, that is going to tell that home buyer the condition of that property and if they're making the wise choice. So home inspection is really important. Another question: how can my debt affect me? So I guess that's a question for me. So your debt is basically going to be calculated when you submit your application. We're going to calculate your debt to income, and what your debt to income is. That's how much debt you have, and I'm not talking about your electric bill and your gas bill and things like that. What I mean by your debt is your car payment, your student loan, your rent or mortgage, whatever. Those are the type of things that we're going to be looking at as far as debt. And then your debt, if your debt is out of line, it can disqualify you for a mortgage. If you have a qualifying credit score, but your debt is like your 70% of your income is going to debt, that can disqualify you for a loan. So it's important to keep your debt kind of low. I wouldn't suggest paying off a whole lot of debt before you speak to a loan officer because you may not have to pay off a lot of debt. So just speak with the loan officer and let them guide you through that process. Let them advise you what debt needs to be paid off and where your debt needs to be to get the loan product that you want. Because conventional loans, like I said before, it's going to require a lower debt to income than an FHA loan. So whichever one you're trying to get with the loan officer so they can actually guide you through that part of the process. So very, very good question. So, Kamisha, you got any other pointers that you would like to point out to the people?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, let's see here. Hold on one sec. I got a question here on TikTok. TikTok. Let's see here. saying? Well, basically, they were asking about homeowners insurance. When or how does or when should they purchase homeowner insurance? Does they have to purchase the homeowner insurance before they purchase the property, or
So,
which is a question for me? But you can go ahead. You can go ahead.
no, go right
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, so basically, is when you're purchasing the property, you're going to be required to have homeowners insurance when you're going through the application process. So you will be required to have homeowners insurance, and because you're going to pay your escrow at closing, you're going to make sure that your homeowners insurance is paid and your taxes is paid. So those are the things that are going to be required at closing. Cool. Good questions. What else, guys? All right. Okay. We got no more questions on TikTok and no more questions on YouTube. Well, I want to thank everyone for joining. Again, my name is Michael Gates. I'm at Happy Home Lending. I'm a loan officer. You can get in contact with me at mgates@happyhomelending.com. Kamisha, you want to go ahead and give out your information?
Thank you for having me. I'm Kamisha Riley, realtor with EXP. Email is KamishaSellsHome@gmail. I don't know what.
All right. Well, thank everybody for joining. I do appreciate it. And if you have any questions, let us know. If you need if you're in the Texas area and you need homeowner buying advice, tips, information, give us a call, give us an email. We'll be more than happy to assist. Other than that, thank you for joining. Everyone have a good night.
Have a good night.